Hey everybody, welcome to the show we call Box Seats. This is the show we talk about sports with comedians. Waiting for a couple of comics to jump in right now, but first let me bring in filmmaker Jason Hayes. Jay, hey, how you doing, bro? How's everything, man?
Hey, what's up, Frank? It's all good, but I want to say real quick for all the nerds out there, Happy Pi Day 314. And it's also National Sleep Day. So
Uh,
it's perfect because we're about to drop some science and some facts. It's gonna wake all y'all clowns up out here. Let's go.
you might have to explain some of that stuff to me, man. I don't even know what Pi Day is. So yeah, okay, all right. Before we jump into it, as I wait for a couple of cats to jump in and everything else, let me talk to you about this Demarcus Lawrence situation, man. Because before we talk about dive into the deep sports stuff about our best busts and how we do our lists and stuff like that. Well, what's your thoughts on this? Because I heard both sides of the thing, and I heard people talk about Micah Parsons, and I know being that you're in the South, I know you're probably hearing it more one way than the other. I'm up in the North. What's your take on this Micah Parsons, Demarcus Lawrence situation, bro? What's your take?
Well, I'm from the South. I live in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, man, Micah talks a lot, bro. And I
Mm-hmm.
get it. I mean, like he's really, really good. He's all over the place. But for Demarcus Lawrence to say that, maybe he feels like a lot of the stuff that he's doing is interfering with the on-field play. Although it's
Mm-hmm.
hard to see because the kid go hard. So, I don't know. I mean, honestly, it feel like a little bit of hating
Mm-hmm.
because Michael was available. Pretty much always, and Demarcus Lawrence. He in the tub all the time, bro. So I don't even know. I don't know what to say about that.
He said he's in the tub all the time. So, as I was watching the sports stuff this morning, I was hearing some things like that this morning. People were upset and saying, that Michael Parsons said stuff he's out of line. I give it to this for him, man, for sticking up for his team. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
I'm kind of listen. I'm if my team is losing, I'm for my team. If my team is winning, I'm for my team. Who if you on my team and you put in, a couple of years with my team, I'm for you because you on my team. I don't
Right.
necessarily agree with a person who's leaving to say something. And then honestly, he was really clapping back at what Micah, said. But I don't know, bro. I looked at it like, bro, why you even say that? Like, like my man said, you started shooting shots. The Seattle Reporter wasn't even asking you nothing about that, and he shot some shots like he had something he was trying his best to get off his chest. Like
Yeah.
really, you made this dude go viral, who nobody was even paying attention to, and by saying this comment. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Maybe maybe he feels like a large part of like why he didn't get another contract to stay with Dallas is because Jerry got to pay Micah. So
Right.
maybe it can be some of that too.
I didn't think of it from that point. That's a great point. Maybe he's thinking like, he gets so much money and I'm not getting it. And I've been here for a lot longer than he is. But, dude listen, Michael Parsons is a freak of nature. You know what I mean? You can't be
Right.
mad that he got that money because honestly, I saw him play in college. I had no idea he was going to be that good in the pros. And this is what I say to my friends all the time. Like in the NFL, when it comes to the NFL, you don't know what you're going to get until you get to the pros because what that person is doing in college, they might not do the same thing in the pros. You know what I mean? They just might not. So
Michael was really good in college, though, but I think he got hurt like his last year. He got dinged a little bit,
yeah,
but when he went to the combine
yeah,
and he ran 4.3,
yeah. I
I
knew
was
something
like,
was gonna
oh my god,
yeah, I knew
yeah,
he was gonna be special in that sense, but you didn't know. I had no idea he was gonna be like that,
yeah.
and I don't think anybody knew he was gonna be like that.
Well, nobody knows. Yeah,
Yeah. And speaking of, that's gonna be another list that we're gonna have to create, like the biggest surprise. I gotta write that down. The biggest surprises in all time sports. So y'all gonna have to remind me of doing that. Kevin's in the building.
I'll write
Kev,
it,
what's happening? How you doing,
I'll write
sir?
it down right now. What's happening, brothers?
Thank you for
what's
writing
happening,
that
Kev?
down. I appreciate that. I appreciate that because the biggest surprise, I had a couple of surprises to come to me. Who's that dude who just played for the Rams? Like I had no idea. Oh my God, now his
Who,
name.
Puka?
No, the guy who played for the Rams who could bench 500 pounds. He was
Oh,
almost there.
Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald. Couldn't think of his name. Like you can't tell me that you didn't think Aaron Donald. You thought Aaron Donald was going to be like that coming out of college, like because I didn't see that coming.
I'll
You know.
say this. I'll say this, because I'm an ACC fan, because I'm a Florida State fan. I can tell you he was an aminal when he was at Pitt.
Right.
Like
Right.
he was an aminal. So I wasn't surprised.
All right, so let's get ready to jump into this because we could talk about that for a long time. And until Mark comes up in here, man, I want to make sure everybody gets their chance to dive into this show, bro, and be able to get their just be able to get their things in. So, with that being said, let's get ready to rumble. You know how we get ready to rumble, and we rumbling. So, this is what we're doing. Do you want to do the top villains first? You know what? Let's do the top 5 all-time bust first. Let's do top 5 all-time first bust.
Okay.
Hold on. I got Stacey. I sent you the link. So, all right. I'm gonna go first. Because honestly, I don't want y'all to steal my thunder. I don't want y'all to steal my thunder, and I'm sure I'm gonna have some people that's gonna be saying, "Hey, that's my." I'm sure somebody's gonna say that. All right, but anyway, let's get ready to get this started. Number 5 for me, it's got to be Kwame Brown, and of course, as I'm trying to concentrate, everybody's texting me, so please forgive me. Number 5 for me is Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown, as we all know, was drafted in 2001 by Michael Jordan straight out of high school. I think he committed to a school in Florida. He was doing his thing.
The University of Florida. Yep.
Yeah, he was doing his thing. He was coming out. I'm not going to say I saw him being a bust coming. I didn't see that, but I can say that literally, he played for the Wizards. He played for 7 NBA teams. He averaged 6 points, 5 rebounds a game. He was drafted by Michael Jordan, the GOAT, and straight out of high school, out of school at Glenn Academy in Georgia. He's my number 5. He's my number 5. Hands down, number 5. My number 4, Brian Bosworth. Y'all remember Brian Bosworth? Yeah, you cannot forget the bars. Yeah, the bars. To me, now I didn't pick, I'm a Jay, please forgive me. I didn't pick one out of every sport. I tried to do it, bro. I couldn't do it because I couldn't
either. Me either.
I couldn't do it. So I'm just going to go with the biggest bust who stuck out with me. So Brian Bosworth was my number 4. Brian Bosworth came straight out of Oklahoma. He was highly touted. He was supposed to be the disruptor.
The boss.
Yeah, the boss. He had commercials. He was getting ready to sign sneaker deal. Before he played one down, he was the man. He ultimately played 3 seasons for Seattle. He signed, at the time, the biggest contract in team history and the biggest rookie contract in the NFL history at the time. 10 years, $11 million. If y'all remember, that was at the time. He retired after 3 seasons and due to injury, and a lot of people said that injury was what affected him a lot of times. Number 3 for me, I think I said this yesterday, Ryan Leaf. Ryan Leaf to me was trash, bro. He just was trash. Like, he played horrible. He was a quarterback. He came out of Washington State. He was number 2 overall. He was telling people, y'all, he told the Colts, I read this today, which I didn't know. He said, listen, if you're the Colts, don't draft me number 1. Y'all need to get this kid over here named Peyton Manning. And I know, looking back on it, I know the Indianapolis Colts fans are happy that they did that because, obviously what happened, you got Peyton Manning. And at the time, y'all remember this? It was either Ryan Leaf or Peyton Manning. People sitting there saying, "Oh, I don't know who I'm gonna get. You know what I mean?" And I remember this vividly. People sitting there saying Ryan Leaf is better than Peyton Manning, and it was all the talk, all the sports radio at the time. And I know, again, Colts fans are very happy they did that. Ryan Leaf came out. He was number 2 overall. He was finalist for the Heisman Trophy. And let's not forget either, Ryan Leaf was a bust. Come to find out, he was on drugs, alcohol. He had a lot of addictions. He ended up doing a stint in jail in 2014 after his career arrest.
No, he went to prison. That wasn't jail.
Yeah, there's a big difference. He went to prison. So he did that, and come to find out, he was dealing with a lot of drugs issues and stuff like that while he was playing. That's my number 3. My number 2 is, I think I said this the other day too, Jamarcus Russell. Jamarcus Russell, man, LSU quarterback, drafted by the Oakland Raiders. They said he had a horrible work ethic. He played for 3.5 years, and ultimately everybody on the team complained about him. He didn't do his homework. They were giving him, the playbooks and stuff like that, putting money in the playbooks. They find out later at the time he wasn't even opening up the playbooks, reading the playbooks, but they still kept him. The Raiders still stuck with him for all that time. Me, I'd have cut him, but that's a whole nother thing. But my number one dude, my number one guy for my biggest bust has got to be Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel's my biggest bust. And he wasn't, I didn't even think about Johnny Manziel because yesterday I gotta admit, I was thinking about this question. And then I remembered that I saw the documentary on Johnny Manziel. I was like, wow, I forgot about Johnny Manziel. You know, and I was flicking through Netflix. Johnny Manziel came out of Texas A&M. He was the Heisman Trophy winner in 2012. He got drafted by the Cleveland Browns. And he's another one. He was drinking. He was doing drugs. He wasn't opening up the playbook. He was partying. If y'all remember, Johnny Manziel at the time was hitting every single part. He was partying with LeBron. He was partying with other NBA players. He was partying with the NFL, especially when the game time happened. Like, bro, we getting ready to have a game. He's partying. He, to me, is one of the biggest busts. If not, you could possibly argue and say he might be the biggest bust, maybe top 2, top 3 in NFL history. You could say that. So anyway, that's my 5. Ladies and gentlemen, comedian Mark Howard is on the show. Mark, how you doing, bro? How's everything?
I'm good, man. Forgive me. I was moving and I wanted to get settled here, so I'm in this car where it's raining in Southern California. Forget what Tony said. You threw me with Manziel. You threw me with Manziel, Frank. I'm gonna tell you why.
No, don't tell me. Don't get to yet. Hold it, because we're gonna get everybody get their list. Then we're gonna circle back. Hold that thought. Hold that thought.
Glad to be here. Glad to be on the show, guys.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. My man, Jason Hayes, filmmaker. You got your 5 now. Give me your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Biggest bust.
Okay. 5 for me is a little overlap with you. It's Jamarcus Russell, bro, because how can he not be on the list? You know what I'm saying? The dude went number 1 overall. They paid him all this money, and he managed to gain 250 pounds as a professional athlete. You know, I mean, you can't leave him off the list.
Right.
My number 4, Rick Ankiel of the St. Louis Cardinals. Remember, this dude was the number 1 draft pick as a pitcher. And he was money. He finished second in the National League Rookie of the Year thing, for his year. But then he got the yips, in the playoffs. And the stat was something crazy like, let me look this up real quick. He walked 11 batters and had 9 wild pitches in 4 innings.
That's a good one.
He never recovered, bro.
Yeah.
And so now you got to be a bust if you can't even play the position that they drafted you to play. He stopped pitching and he started playing outfield. If they ain't a bust, I don't know what to call it. Okay. Number 3 for me, Anthony Bennett.
Ooh, okay.
Anthony Bennett, bro.
Yeah.
This dude went number 1 overall. Number 1 in the NBA draft. In a draft that had CJ McCollum.
Yeah. I remember that.
Rudy Gobert. And a dude named Giannis Antetokounmpo.
What year was this, bro? What year was this?
I think this was like 2011, something like that.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, it's
like 2010, 2011.
Yeah, keep going.
This dude went number 1 with those dudes on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I think he averaged something like 3 points a game his whole career. That's ridiculous. And I think he was out like 3 seasons.
He had a career? Oh, my bad.
Number 2 for me, I'm going back to the Raiders. Todd Marinovich.
Oh, damn, I forgot about him. Okay, keep going.
I remember reading about Todd Marinovich, like as a kid in Sports Illustrated. He was bred to be the perfect quarterback, and his nutrition, and he's this and he's that. And he went to USC and he did okay. He still got drafted in the first round, but it just goes to show you that no matter how much training you do, no matter how hard you work, no matter how much hype there is, Booger Sugar is undefeated. Okay.
Wow, he showed it. He showed his age on that term.
He sure did.
And at the number 1 spot for me, I'm almost as mad about this as Isaiah Thomas. Christian Laettner. Christian Laettner, he didn't have a terrible career, but he didn't have the kind of career that you would expect somebody like him to have, especially when they gave that man Shaquille O'Neal spot on the Dream Team.
That part right there. That part right there.
Because of that alone, he's at the #1 spot.
That part right there. That right. I will say, Jay, before I move on, Kev, you want to go next? You want to go next? Or you want Mark to go?
I know.
I will say that before I put Kev on. I will say, Jay, the funny thing is, I just watched the documentary behind that. They didn't even mention Christian Laettner on that documentary just had on Max. So, but I'm gonna come to that back to that. I don't even know. And they didn't even mention that Shaq was part of that. We'll talk about that in a second.
Crazy.
Kev, after you, we got to have Mark give his 5. So, Kev, you give your 5. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Biggest bust in sports, bro. Give us your biggest bust in sports. Like who?
Let me preempt it by saying this. Jason had a little bit of a leeway with picking somebody the other day from a different genre.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Howie. Yesterday he had one too. So allow me this allowance. I picked 3 from football and 3 from basketball. Okay.
So you got 6. We asked 5. But go ahead.
Okay.
All right. Mathing.
I'm sorry. But there were allowances made.
Allowance. Oh, okay.
So my first one,
number 5,
is gonna have some flip over from or crossover from some of you guys. I'm starting with Jamarcus Russell.
Mm-hmm.
That was terrible. #1 pick and lasted in the league less than 4 years. Terrible. Mm-hmm. Terrible work ethic. Got heavy. And then when they went to go say, listen, we want to keep you, but we're just going to have to pay you a little bit less. He's like, nah, I'm good. No more for him. He was out the league. Mm-hmm. Number 2, or number 4, Tony Mandarich. I don't know if you all remember him. Offensive lineman. He was a freaking freak of nature. 6'6", 330 pounds.
Yep. Did I have my list out in front backwards on y'all by accident?
No.
Because I'm like, I thought maybe I must have had it on my forehead or I had it right here, and my man saw it. Go ahead.
You guys still think
we're here.
Like, yeah, keep going.
Well, yeah, he was an offensive line prospect, supposedly the best offensive line prospect ever. He had a 30-inch vertical. Yep, 30-inch vertical. He ran the 4.65 in the 40, which was faster than Emmitt Smith and Jerry Rice. But he didn't even last less than 4 years himself. He was drinking. He was acting up. He even challenged Mike Tyson to a street fight. He was bugging out.
Yeah. Steroids is some bitch.
Yeah.
And that would have went as well as his NFL career.
Yeah.
On the football side of things, still keeping it there, I went with Johnny Manziel. Another crossover. Johnny Manziel. Oh Lord, he partied. Yeah, that song was made after him by Eddie Murphy. Party all the time. That was him.
Yeah. He partied too much. He partied.
And I'm not trying to discourage anybody or talk about anybody's family like that, but his mom just got arrested not too long ago for doing the same thing, partying too much or whatever with him. So
it's in the blood. It's in the blood.
Now for my basketball dudes. It is. For the basketball side of things, I'm gonna start with Adam Morrison. That dude was at Gonzaga. He was shooting lights out, and he was supposed to be the man.
Yeah.
And he didn't last, but what? He lasted a few years because he ended up on the Lakers and won a couple of chips, but he sat on the bench. He was done.
Double trash.
Yeah, he was trash. Trash.
I also went for basketball with Anthony Bennett, but there's, like I said, I have a 1A. I'm sorry. Anthony Bennett was Everybody expected him to be the freaking man. He was killing everybody at Utah. I think he played in Utah. Came out first Canadian to play in the league. Terrible. And I put him up there as a 1A and 1B with Darko Milicic.
Okay. I was gonna say Darko too. Darko's my guy too. Keep going. Oh, is that your list?
That's
your
it.
list?
That's my.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, comedian Mark Howard is joined the show today. Mark, give us your list, starting from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
Okay. So I Mandridge, as I said, I don't have an order. A bus is a bus. They all tie for 5th.
Right.
Tony Mandridge, he had his whole thing on Sports Illustrated about all the stuff he ate, and he eat none of that. He just took steroids. Baseball wise, me being a Yankees fan, Drew Henson was a bust. He stole money just to play in the minor leagues. Drew Henson. I also had with football, you can't leave out everybody unanimous. Jamarcus Russell. You fell for the okey doke. You fell for the banana in the tailpipe when they sent the video to you, and what's so bad about it, I ain't gonna say it because look, this is what white people do. They blasted his ass on that one too.
Yeah,
they because it's not like it's a new move they did. They do with people, but I know some other people that they didn't show film. They probably never said a word about. But Jamarcus Russell was stealing money. Basketball, I'm going to go with sentimental. I'm going to say in between it. What I was trying to say about Manziel. Manziel's not a bust because guess what? I never had any expectations for him in the NFL. He did exactly.
Everybody else.
He did it. Yeah, that was the fool's gold. Everybody, those fools fell for the banana in the tailpipe with Manziel. Anyway, I'm gonna go with a couple of sentimental kind of situations there for basketball. Well, one specifically, you might relate to this, Frank, but he never played, and it's a bust because of his fortunate drug habit. Len Bias, that's a bust. That's a bust to me.
Doesn't really consider a bust because he never played.
Brother died, Joe. What you want?
I know he died.
He broke our heart. He broke our hearts, man. He broke our hearts, and I'm just saying it because I just
I don't know
and
about that
the other one, I feel you, but it was a bust because he snorted his career away.
Literally,
he did.
I'm sorry.
He did.
Literally.
He did.
Literally. And I mean it with all respect and love because I'm from the DC area, and that broke all our hearts, man, when that happened. You know what I'm saying? Trust me. The other one, and this is I think, quite frankly, the worst draft pick. Well, nope. I'm not putting him in there, but you're right about Anthony Bennett. Anthony Bennett actually took number 1 from this guy in the NBA. Michael Olowokandi.
The Candy Man.
Yeah, yeah.
All this time I said the Clippers should have drafted Mike Bibby. No, they went with a 7-footer that played at Hawaii.
Yeah. That's it. I like your list too. I like your list somewhat, Mark, but you had the
No, Mark. No, he played at Pacific.
Yes.
Pacific in Hawaii. Pacific.
Not even a real school.
Yeah.
Division 2.
I gotta take that away from
Division 2.
Junior college would have been better.
He said Division 2.
Division 2.
He took that out.
I mean, there's cats that played well in Division 2. I going to homies, a cat named Earl Jones, if you know, way back like in the late 80s, in the early 80s, and played for the Lakers. He's out on bench, but he was a 7-footer that played for University of District of Columbia, UDC, won the national championship, went to the national championship 2 years in a row.
Okay,
but you can. But Olowokandi, ooh,
yeah.
I mean, who was an eval? Look at this 7-footer dominate these 5'11" forwards. Come on, man.
Yeah, like come on.
You right, can't teach height.
Y'all ready for the next list?
Hold on.
Yes.
Let's go, Frank. I don't mean to poo-poo on your picks, but I was looking at it more like these players got to get into the league and play a little bit. I didn't want to pick anybody that had been hampered by injuries, anything like that. I wanted to see what their careers amounted to, while they were playing, and that's why I kind of went with those instead of picking someone that, got dinged up a little bit and then didn't get to play to their full potential. But I digress.
He's got a heart, Frank. He's a sympathetic guy.
Oh,
I
man.
don't understand what he's doing. I don't
Just
understand.
saying.
He didn't pick Bobby Hurley. That's why he didn't pick Bobby Hurley.
Yeah, I ain't picking. All right, so you ready to do the next list? You ready for the next list?
Go for it.
Let's go.
Okay, all right, next part of the list. All right, so now the next part of the list is we got to put in the top 5 villains all time, any sport. Top 5. All right, so number 5 for me. Let me put my screen up right. I want to make sure y'all see me right. Here we go. Okay, here we go. My number 5 is Latrell Sprewell. You know what I mean? Latrell Sprewell. He was a villain. Obviously, he played for the Knicks. He was a villain for the time. But I think he's a villain for sports because of obviously what he did with PJ Carlesimo. He was known for the choking incident. He was known for doing all kinds of things, but he helped the Knicks a lot. He played for the Warriors, the Knicks, the Timberwolves. But he's most known for the 1997 incident where he choked PJ. But I think he's also probably known for in 2004, the Timberwolves offered Sprewell a 3-year, $21 million contract extension. And he was like, yeah, I don't want to take that extension. They were trying to give him that, and then he turned them down. And then they came back at him the following year, and they offered him $1 million. And he said, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not paying for that, the veteran minimum salary. And nobody came after him again after somewhat of a stellar career. And you know what? He never played in the league again. So that's Latrell Sprewell. He's my number 5.
But Frank, you left one part about that out. You left something vital about that. It doesn't make him a villain, it makes him stupid, because he said, I gotta feed my family.
Yeah, he did.
He said my family can't eat on 17 million.
He said my family can't eat on that.
What are they eating?
That's altogether stupid. But I disagree with the villain. But go ahead.
Okay, he was making money from the spinners that he was putting on cars. Remember? That's why
y'all didn't let me finish.
Not 17 million.
Y'all didn't let me finish, but that's okay.
My bad.
That's my number.
You had to lead with that though, Frank. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I had to leave with that. The next one for me is Bill Laimbeer, Detroit Pistons center.
Oh,
everybody knows what he did. 2-time NBA star. He did his thing. Hold on, Rodney Perry just came in. Let me get Rodney Perry this link. Rodney Perry, where we at? Invite Rodney Perry. Copy. Even though, okay, let's see. Okay, so Bill Laimbeer is the guy. Bill Laimbeer, and everybody knows why Bill Laimbeer is his thing. He did his thing. 2-time NBA All-Star, but in the 80s he was known for being extremely physical. And when he was super physical, like the way he was physical, he got a lot of people upset. He was clotheslining people. He's one of the main reasons, if not, he's one of the main reasons why the league changed its tactic with flagrant 1, flagrant 2, because the league at the time, when he played, it was just fouls. You know what I mean? It just was fouls. Ladies and gentlemen, Rodney Perry's joined the show. Rodney Perry, what's happening?
What's going on, guys?
Rodney Perry.
Rodney. What's good, baby?
Rodney Perry.
Brother Rodney.
Darkness, everybody. Darkness.
Rodney, I'm going to put you last. In the meantime, get your top villains in sports. We got top 5 villains in sports. So I'm going to give Rodney a chance to get his top 5. So for me, that's one. The next one for me is Alex Rodriguez. And this is a personal reason why I hate Alex Rodriguez as one of my top villains in sports, because he had signed with the Boston Red Sox. It was a signed, sealed, delivered deal. He was good, shortstop and everything else. The Red Sox they left a little small window. The Major League Baseball did not approve of the trade at the time. Instead of them trying to fix it, he's like, you know what? The Yankees came in and said, you can sign with us right now. And what did he do? He signed with the Yankees. So he is the next one.
Frank,
Red Sox
that is a
fan.
misrepresentation of what happened. As a Red Sox fan, I fully expect that. You guys traded for that man, and you wanted him to renegotiate his contract and take less money. He was willing to do it. And MLB said, "No, you're not." And then the Yankees said, "You know what? We'll pay whatever that is." Stop, Frank.
Jason, hold on. Watch this, Jason. Jason, watch this.
He took it personal.
Hey.
He took it.
He
I
went-
can't believe you took it personal.
He's on my list.
He went where he was supposed to go. I got you.
Okay, so can I finish with my list, please? Can
Oh,
I
Lord.
Go for it.
Can I finish with my list? Thank you.
Oh, Red Sox fan. How many more Yankees you got as villains? Go ahead.
All right, next one. The next one for me is my top villain. It's got to be Donald Sterling. You know, y'all know him as the owner of the LA Clippers. Donald Sterling was the Clippers owner from 81 to 2014. He got banned for life from the NBA and fined $2.5 million for his racist comments. And I put him up there as a villain because Lord knows how many times he used the N-word for them years that he had that team. That's number two. And my number one villain of all time involved in sports, hands down, y'all ain't gonna be able to tell me nothing, is a man who had a stint in prison for manslaughter. He's known on record as killing 2 people and beat both of those deals, is my man, Don King, worth $150 million. He's made boxing one of the shadiest sports all times. But you know what? Don King is sitting home right now. He's 92 years old, and Don King is probably known and will be in the Boxing Hall of Fame. He has been consistently investigated by the FBI and the IRS. But you know what? He's sitting home at 92 years old. He never did a long stint in prison. He made some people help him do his thing, and he became filthy rich off that. So that's my top 5 villains in sports. Jason, give me your 5.
Okay, so here are my 5. Now, in my number 5 spot, I gotta be specific. This is top villain in the Black community. Okay.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
At the 5 spot, the top villain in the Black community, Larry Bird.
Oh.
Black people refuse to accept that white boy was cold as polar bear feet. You hear me?
Oh my goodness.
He's telling the truth, though. He's telling
Number
the
5.
truth. He's telling the truth.
Not in Boston.
Hey,
Let him
I
finish
know
his list.
black dudes from Boston that hated Larry Bird. Okay, I did.
They got ran out of town.
Number 4. Now, all the rest of them are media created villains. Number 4, Colin Kaepernick.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
The man took a knee in observance of black, mistreatment in this country during the singing of a racist song. Let that sink in.
Mm-hmm.
Never played it again after that happened. Number 3 for me, along the lines of this national anthem nonsense, and the media ran with it, and they killed that man's career, Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, aka Chris Jackson.
Yeah, I forgot about it. Yep.
Ended that man's career. He went and gave Jordan 35. He was unguardable. Imagine him playing in the era when it changed. Point guards like really get off and score the ball. They got him out before that happened.
Yeah.
Number 2, Kev's gonna love this. LeBron James. LeBron James. Listen, this man has exceeded every expectation.
But he's a villain
To
on
the
your list.
same woman since high school.
Okay.
Kids ain't slept with potty. His kids ain't slept with Scottie Pippen's wife or nothing. You know what I'm saying? And he's still getting beat up in the media. And the number 1 spot for me, and I was that mad, Barry Bonds.
Yeah. He's definitely a villain. Definitely a villain. Ladies and gentlemen, Stacey J's in the building. Hi, Stacey. How you doing?
Good evening, brothers. I am fantastically well. How are you all today?
All right,
Hey,
thank you for joining the show, Stacey. We're in the middle of doing this. We're going to come to you very shortly so we can get your top 5 villains. Mark Howard. No, it's Kevin Lane's turn. Kevin Lane, your turn, bro. Mark, you right after that.
Okay.
Kevin Lane, give me your 5. Top 5 villains.
Wow. Wow, I'm glad I don't have to say that one, Jace. Thank you for that one. But my
we have
top
to get
villain.
the glasses on for this one. It's about to be good. It's gonna be serious.
Yeah,
My
it's
top
serious.
villains. At the number 5 spot, Ron Artest, Meta
Okay.
World Peace.
Okay.
He started it off with the league is crap now because of that Malice in the Palace nonsense. So start with him. Number 4,
He wasn't
Grayson
wrong.
Allen.
Go ahead.
That was definitely justified.
Yeah.
Grayson Allen. That dude is a dirty
That dude,
player.
yes.
Ooh,
He
yeah.
tried to hurt everybody. Even he used to play like he was just, it was an accident. I didn't mean to do it, but he did it
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the time.
Yeah, I
He
forgot
did it
about
when he
that.
was in the league.
Yeah.
Doing
Yep.
he's
He
ridiculous.
don't do that. He don't do that in the league. It's too many niggas. He ain't gonna do that with them.
Well,
He's not gonna do
He's
that.
trying to slow it down, but he's still shady. He's still shady.
Mm.
Number 3 spot. I go to baseball. Bryce Harper. That
Oh,
dude is
yeah.
that dude is straight ignorant. He would just start fights for no reason.
Mhm.
Crying all the time. He was good, but he's a bad dude. Number 3, Vontez Burfict.
yeah.
Oh,
Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah.
That
Forgot
dude
about
was
him.
hurting, going at knees, hurting everybody. He's a dude was an animal.
Do I have my list showing again?
Stop it. Stop it, Mark. You ain't taking mine.
Keep going, Kev. Keep going.
And at the number 1 spot, I don't know if you all even remember this dude, but John Rocker, pitcher for the
Oh,
Brady.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They would boo when he ran to the mound.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. They hated him. I
Enough
forgot about
said.
that, Ron. Yeah.
Enough said.
That's a good one.
Kev, I like your
That's a
villains
deep
list.
cut.
I like your
Good
villains
job.
list, Kev. I like your villains list, Kev. Mark Howard, you up, bro? Top villains in sports for you. And I guess you probably ain't got them in order either. So
No, they're all assholes.
all right, go ahead. Give it.
Definitely, it's too easy not to include Bill Laimbeer. Bill Laimbeer there. Vontez Burfict. I mean, he was. I think he purposely said, "I'm gonna make a name of myself being dirty." I think he purposely was with that. I'm gonna tell you who was a villain, and I'm changing this. I'm adding him. Just to mess with Frank. Pedro Martinez. Who's your daddy?
Beat up old man.
He threw what's the face Zimmerman down.
Yeah.
Man, please. And he got mad because we all kept yelling, "Who's your daddy?" and he threw it Jimmy Leyritz, man. That was man, please. Anyway. Oh yeah, that was 3, right?
Yep, that's 3.
Number 4. No, the 4th one I got. Geez, I forgot a guy's name. Geez, my memory is gone. The last one person I want to remember. I'm showing my age. And I thought you, Kevin, was going there too because you've been doing well. But Conrad Dirty Dobler. Anybody remember that?
I remember that.
The young lady. I'm not gonna expect her to remember no Conrad Dirty Dobler.
I don't even know that. Yeah.
I don't though. I don't, for the record.
Yes,
Neither
he
do
was
I.
an offensive lineman for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Dobler. Look, man, it says enough. His nickname was Dirty.
Dirty.
Yeah.
Conrad Dirty. They called him Dirty Dobler. That was it.
Dirty Dobler.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mark,
Yes,
what are you
indeed.
in your 70s, bro? Like that.
Well, no, but he played in the 70s.
All right, go ahead. You got one more.
And my one more, who did I have? There was somebody I had to come back to. I was almost thinking about well, I'm gonna do this for my funny space. I'm gonna say LeBron James, and LeBron James to me is the greatest player of all time. You can be mad if you want to, but he's dirty because that farce of getting his son in the game has ruined the game of basketball. I'm a coach, and I got to deal with these asshole parents. And all I'm going to think they LeBron James. He's ruining it. But by doing this and trying to say, I know how hard my son worked, and when he was at college, he better than half the play league. That's trifling dirty by LeBron
Mike,
James.
that is literally a whole show, another show. For
Greatest player.
Yeah. All right, let's see if Rodney Perry, you ready?
As much as I feel about Stephen A. Smith, I ain't mad at
I'm with you, Mark.
You still was weak for coming up there. Don't talk about my son no more. Man, please.
Mark. All right, Mark.
He's stealing money right now.
Rodney Perry, you ready with your list? I gotta wait till Mark finish because
I'm sick of all these bums talking about Ronnie James is not a cold player.
Here we go.
Me too, Rod.
Me
too, bro.
Bums.
He cold as a dead body. That's how cold he is.
Mark, let Rodney give his.
If he's in the league, he's better than all of us.
Yeah. Go ahead, Rodney. Give me your top 5 villains. You got your top 5
I'm gonna say this. I saw the dude, he would come to people's cities and he would wreak havoc. Reggie Miller.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
Reggie Miller was a cold-hearted killer.
Mm-hmm.
This dude was noted as a Michael Jordan stopper. He wasn't afraid of Michael Jordan. He would fight. His name was Mr. Vernon Maxwell. You see him a lot on social media now. Vernon Maxwell was
hilarious.
Was a fighter. Yeah. Like right now, Vernon Maxwell will fight right now.
Well,
and probably win, Rodney.
And probably win against most people. I'm gonna pick Miami LeBron. This is the first time LeBron got to be a bad guy. When he made the move to Miami, not 1, not 2, not 3, he was an absolute bad guy. And it was a moniker he didn't really like carrying. But during that first season, he was a bad guy in Miami. So Miami LeBron was a villain.
Mm-hmm. That's 3. Mm-hmm.
I got Draymond Green on my list.
You got to.
He not only slapped people on his own team, he slapped people on other teams. He will slap you. Draymond Green he made me proud to be dark skinned. Well done, sir.
He's a safe villain. Won't nobody challenge him.
Rodney. He be punching people, not slapping them.
Let Rodney
a good punching and a good slapping. And speaking of slapping people,
villain.
Speaking of slapping people, he served as a coach. He slapped people as a coach. He slapped people as a player. The great Charles Oakley. He was an enforcer for the Bulls.
Wait, Charles Oakley coach.
Charles Oakley served as coach.
He was on the bench.
Yeah. He did do some assistant work. You're right.
Yeah, he did.
I'm thinking head coach. Go ahead.
No. He was never head coach, but he slapped a couple of players like, "Hey, don't make me come over there and slap you in the face." And he
probably slapped some head coaches.
And he beat up the whole security force at the Knicks Stadium too. At Madison Square Garden.
Is that your 5? That's your 5.
That is my 5.
He made him bring more out.
I got honorable mention for the Allen Iverson. Honorable mention for changing the game and saying he didn't want to practice too. He became a villain for that.
I like that. Stacey's turn. Stacey, give me your top 5.
Yes, I'm gonna try to spread it out a little bit.
Okay.
We're gonna start with the man that kind of crawled so Draymond Green can walk, Latrell Sprewell, who is notorious for choking out his own coach.
Yes.
Practice. We cannot forget about that. And of course, he turned down $21 million because he had a family to feed and didn't see any of that money ever again.
Wow. See, Frank, she started with that. Frank, you understand? You started with
Latrell Sprewell too.
No, but she started with the I can't feed the family stuff. You understand?
I understand. All right, let her finish the list. Go ahead, Stacey. I'm sorry.
My in no particular order. My second, we're gonna move to baseball. Alex Rodriguez. People just hate him because he's not a likable guy. Like, he's real smug and just not relatable. I mean, you can say that people hate him because he dates bad women. Mm-hmm. But he's just not a really likable person, a great player, but just not like people don't really rock with him like that. Right. My third pick, noted as one of the first divas in the league, T.O.
Wow.
T.O.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Ran amok in the league. he didn't get along with Donovan McNabb, and Donovan McNabb was a very likable person. And he went to the Cowboys and thought or suggested that Tony Romo and Jason Witten were conspiring against him. Eventually he left the team. He went on this ridiculous campaign to try to get picked up. He got cut by Seahawks, all this other stuff, but T.O. And number 4, I'm going to take it to the UFC, Conor McGregor. Again, not a likable person. I think he intentionally positions himself as a villain for marketability. Either way it goes, he's still a villain. He's not a very likable person. And my 5th pick, I would say, keeping it very recent, Rudy Gobert. People also just don't like him. He is.
You can't be French and a bad guy.
Yeah, you can't do both. You can't do both. You have to pick. He is regarded as being soft. We can't forget the COVID fiasco where he said that there is no COVID, it's no such thing. He lit up that entire room and half of the league was out the next day. So Rudy Gobert rounds out my list.
That's a great list.
Frank, we all forgot somebody.
Okay, who we forget?
We all forgot, and I'm glad we forgot him because it's such a piece of crap that he didn't deserve acknowledgement. But Antonio Brown. We all forgot him.
Yeah,
maybe it's because he turned into more of a villain when he left the league. I don't know, but he's still bad.
I mean, he was a top-notch player though.
He's a punk.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna ask all you guys this question, and I'm gonna start with you, Jay. Let me start with you, Jay. Here's the question I got: if you had to say who was the biggest, the complete opposite, who would be your one particular person that would be the most likable person? And I'm asking you all this cold turkey right now on purpose. Sorry, you going first, Jay. Sorry, you going first. But who do you think is the most likable person in the entire history besides Michael Jordan and LeBron James? Please don't say those two names.
People don't like Michael Jordan. People don't like Michael Jordan though.
People don't like LeBron James.
Yeah. But anyway, let me ask all this. Jay, you go first. Who is your most likable? Your particular person who you think is the most likable guy or girl that you know what, this person is all that and then some. Who's that person for you?
I mean, it got to be the dude, man. You know that built the NBA and started Showtime. It got to be Magic.
Wow,
everybody like Magic, bro.
Yeah.
This is over.
All up.
The list is over. Everybody
did I have my name up front again?
I'm trying to tell you
because I was going to tell you I gotta go before Kevin.
All right, I'll let you go next, then, Mark. You next. Okay, you go next, Mark. Who you got?
It's my basketball idol, Magic Johnson. He smiled up and down the court. There's nothing that anybody really said bad about him. I mean, the man got AIDS and got bigger.
Yeah.
He's HIV positive.
You know what I'm saying?
He did.
Hey, Rodney, I get you, but AIDS hits harder. You know, HIV positive is,
Yeah, who's yours? Who's yours, Kev? Who's your guy who you go, yeah, this is the guy. Everybody likes him. I like him. He's my most favorite athlete all time sports.
Wow. Okay. I'm gonna go in a totally different direction because Mark then stole mine right there, but and so didn't you, Jace. But I'm gonna say Tiger Woods.
Okay, I like that.
Everybody likes Tiger except for his wife.
Hilarious. I'm gonna go next because somebody might steal my thunder. Mine is Dr. J. Dr. J for me is the guy who I was like, this is the man, and he made me love basketball more than anything, even though he was beating the Celtics at the time. Dr. J was it for me. Like, that was the man. Stacey, who's your person that that just parts the Red Sea? Who's your person?
We are going to keep it current, and I'm going to have two, primarily because these two individuals, one baseball, one football, they get the job done. They go home, they mind their business, they love their families, they take care of their families, they love out loud. And there's really not anything that you can say against them besides that they win. I always go with Jalen Hurts and Steph Curry.
Oh, okay. I like that. Rodney Perry.
Skins. Okay.
Yeah. Her Splash Brothers. Her Splash Brothers. Rodney Perry, who's your guy or girl who parched the Red Sea? He was like, you know what? These right here, this is it.
I mean, as I thought about this question, I thought about people that I've crossed paths and they're just genuinely great human beings. Mark Jackson is a great freaking guy. If you meet him on the street, he'll shake your hand, he'll stop and have a conversation with you. Mark Jackson is a great human being. Steph Curry falls under that moniker to me. And I've had the pleasure of hanging out with Olden Polynice, great guy, and I've also hung out with John Sally, another great guy. So that's my list.
Yeah, I like that. Does anybody I forget? Let's see. I got I got that. Okay, now I'm gonna start with you, Jay. I got one more thing, and we got enough time. Who is your favorite all-time sports broadcaster that you just like? You know what? This game is going to be the great game because this broadcaster is. I'm not going to get sick and tired of hearing this dude's voice while I watch this game because I could do it. For me, mine is Marv Levy. I love Marv Levy. Like when he's on calling the games, I'm in a good space. Marv is it for me. Jay, who's it for you? Any sport?
Well, for me, you know, as a Southerner who grew up in the deep South, so college football is everything.
Right.
So for me, that person is Keith Jackson. If Keith Jackson was calling that game, welcome to whatever, it's welcome to the Rose Bowl, it's the granddaddy of them all.
Yeah.
I mean, his voice, the way he colored everything, hands down, Keith Jackson. Listen to him, talk about paint drying.
Okay, so Mark, you with us? Mark, you there? You with us? Mark don't look like he with us. Okay, so let's see. Kev, who's your favorite person that you like all time? Got a name?
He really didn't call a lot of games like that. That wasn't his thing, but he did call some. And when he was on calling them, I just like the dude.
Who?
Dickie V.
Oh,
Dickie V.
Oh, Dickie V.
Yeah.
He's a real PTP, baby.
He's a diaper dandy.
Yeah. I like
Yes,
that
sir.
one. I like that one. Stacy, you're next while we wait for Mark to come in.
I enjoy Chris Collinsworth on Sunday Night Football. I don't know if it's because he and Al Michaels are a good tandem, but they bring a bit of humor to the game. They have very good chemistry, and I just enjoy listening to them call.
Okay, all right, Rodney Perry, give me your guy who you just think is the.
Hey, and there's a few for me. Growing up in Chicago, listen to the Chicago Cubs. Color guy, my man, the great Harry Carey. Back, hey. That was so monumental. And you can't like sports guys without liking the great Howard Cosell. It's me and you, Muhammad. Let's go toe to toe. And that was a great time. And during the Jordan era, Bob Costas.
Yeah.
When Bob Costas he would do the story of the game. He would write his story of the game every night. We used to break laws to get home to see that part before the game even started.
Yeah.
And you cannot like the Lakers without the great Chick Hearn.
Woo, that Rodney, you got your list is on point. Mark, you with us? You with us there, bro? You with us? Okay, I don't know. All right. Well, I tried to bring Mark in here. We tried to get him.
Hope Mark didn't crash.
Yeah, because he was, and his internet is what it is. His internet what it is. But looking at the time right now, I'm getting ready to roll up out of here because I got a Zoom. I got to get on. Rodney Perry, where you at this weekend, bro?
I'm in Hartford, Connecticut right now. Hartford, Connecticut, man, playing the Funny Bone this weekend. 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow. And the podcast is going great. I got 5 more episodes. I got an OJ episode coming. Somebody said they wanted OJ. So we got an OJ episode coming down the pipe. And so get ready for comedy and crime. There's more stuff coming.
Yeah, I like that. Jay.
Good stuff, Rod.
I'm out here in these Brooklyn streets, baby.
Yeah. My man. Stacy, tell everybody out there how I can follow you.
Finally in the house, not in Atlanta traffic. I'm on IG at Darn That Stacy J, and on TikTok at Darn That Stacy. At TikTok Stacy X Sports. If you want a little bit of current sports news, you can catch me on at the She Shed podcast on IG.
Thank you. Hey, Kev.
I'm right here. Human milk, box seats. Well,
there it is. So on Monday, we're going to do our most hated announcers. and we're going to try to figure out some more questions. I think I'm stuck between, trying to figure out most favorite franchise that, franchises that we like, you know what I mean? I think we should put together a list of franchises that we like and franchises that we can't stand no matter what, just can't
Oh, that's
stand.
going to be easy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you can do the same one. I think we can run 5. We can run 5 right off our head.
The stadiums that the franchise that people like, they still like though. People still like the Raiders. People still like the Bears. People still like Pittsburgh. People still like the Cowboys, whether you like it or not. People love those teams.
Yeah. And that's why I think we should do like and hate it. We're trying to figure it out, like which is the franchise that people love, which is the franchise that you hate, and stop creating a list of that. That's what we're gonna do on Monday. But in the meantime, y'all, we're gonna get ready to get up out of here. Thank you all for watching Box Seats. We'll be back Monday, 5 p.m. Y'all. See y'all. Thanks. Take care.
Thanks.